Hi, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm making a no-noodle cheesy spinach lasagna. This is a great recipe if you're doing low carb or a meatless Monday. So come on, let's get started. Let's start by cutting our eggplant and zucchini. So we're going to cut the eggplant top off like this, and then we're going to cut the bottom off, and I'm going to hold it upright and then just slice it going down in thin slices. And we're going to put these aside, and now let's get started with our zucchini. So we're going to do the same thing. This one is a little too long, so we're going to cut it in half and slice it in thin slices. And I'll have all the ingredients written out and directions listed down below in the description, so just click that down arrow and remember to subscribe. And if you're new to my channel, welcome. So I have a baking sheet with some parchment paper. We're just going to line up our vegetables. So we're just going to baste it with some oil. If you have some spray oil, that will work perfect. We're going to flip it over and then do the other side with oil. This will help it to roast really nicely. And I use olive oil to baste my vegetables with, and I love using parchment paper because it's easy to clean up. So we preheated our oven at 400 degrees, and we're going to put this in the oven to roast for about 25 minutes. While this is roasting, we're going to prepare our creamy, cheesy spinach mix. I'm going to go ahead and separate the yolk from my eggs. And we're going to give this a good whisk. We're going to need a medium-sized bowl for the ricotta cheese. We're going to empty the whole entire container. This is 15 ounces of ricotta cheese. And then we're going to add a 1/4 cup of freshly grated Parmesan cheese. If you have Romano, you can use Romano cheese. Then we're going to add a 1/4 cup of chopped basil, a 1/4 cup of chopped parsley, and then we're going to add the egg whites, and then a tablespoon of garlic, and then we have our frozen spinach that's already been thawed and drained. I squeezed out all the water from the spinach. And add a teaspoon of fresh grounded black pepper, and we're going to mix this up to combine all the ingredients, and we'll just set it aside. Our eggplant and zucchini should be ready to come out of the oven, so we're going to remove it and we're going to start assembling our lasagna. In this 9-inch baking dish, we're going to start layering with 1 cup of marinara sauce in the bottom, and then we're going to start placing our eggplants like this, and we're going to just layer it one by one. So before you do that, you want to spray your dish with some non-stick spray before we start layering. Now I left the skin on the eggplant because it has lots of fiber and it's really good for you. Now that we have our eggplants down, we're going to go ahead and add another cup of marinara sauce. I'm using an organic marinara sauce with no added sugar. And we're going to spread this around, and then we're going to layer our ricotta cheese next. This spinach ricotta cheese mix is so delicious. I actually got this recipe from Joy Bauer from the Today Show. This lasagna is so delicious, you're not even going to miss the meat or the noodles. So you definitely have to give this a try. You're going to see how beautiful this lasagna will come out. So we're going to spread our ricotta cheese around, and then we're going to add some mozzarella on top. This is going to be so creamy and cheesy and so delicious. Now let's layer our zucchini. Now that we have our zucchinis down, we're going to add another cup of marinara sauce. So I did not have an entire 3 cups, so I'm making this marinara sauce stretched. I had about 2.5 cups. So it's totally fine. It's still going to come out nice and saucy once it's baked. We're just going to spread this around, and then we're going to add our ricotta cheese. We're adding the remaining ricotta cheese to this, and then we're going to spread this around. And once we are finished spreading this ricotta cheese around, we're going to add some mozzarella cheese, the rest of the mozzarella cheese. So I use an entire 8-ounce bag of mozzarella cheese for this recipe. And just add the rest of your Parmesan cheese on top, and we're going to bake this at 350 degrees for 40 minutes. Look at this lasagna. It smells amazing. Ah, it's so good. We're gonna let it cool for about 15 minutes before you cut into it. Now that it's cooled, let's go ahead and cut a slice. Look at how nicely. It looks exactly like a noodle lasagna. You're not gonna miss the noodles from this recipe at all. If you love eggplants, if you love zucchini, you'll definitely love this lasagna. It's so creamy. It's so delicious. Look at this. We're gonna just scoop out a slice here. Roasting your vegetables before layering makes such a difference. Also, it gives a nice sweet flavor to this recipe. The ricotta cheese is so creamy. Look at this slice. Doesn't that look delicious? Look at this. It's so creamy. It's so delicious. You're not gonna miss the noodles at all. And this is like a guilt-free lasagna, I'm telling you. I'll never eat a regular lasagna again. I actually had a regular lasagna last week and it felt so heavy. I felt so bloated after. This lasagna is very satisfying, very delicious. I hope you guys enjoyed this recipe. Thank you so much for watching. And if you have not subscribed yet, go ahead and click that subscribe button down below and I'll see you soon. Take care. Bye.